So you had a ton of different jobs growing up, and really kind of hustled quite a bit to get to where
I'm a little bit of a hustler.
So I want to run through some of those and just see what comes to mind. First, Paperboy. I understand you got creative in figuring out how to make extra money.
Yeah, I was a real thief from the jump. I was a paperboy, and I learned that you could take, like, if you went to one of the paper stands and you put in a quarter, you could open it up and then take all of the newspapers. You could just steal them. So, I'm sure they're just like, why would anyone want more newspapers? You want the one newspaper. Well, I did, because then I would go to the people that that are getting the newspapers, and I'd say, hey, I'll cut you a deal. You can get the newspaper for like half off, but you have to pay cash every month. And they're like, man, that sounds like a good deal. I don't know what kind of deal the newspaper's running, but this is great. And then I'd cancel their subscriptions at the newspaper, and then they'd just take cash from them.
How about your early Jack Nicholson experience?
This is when I was like 14 or 15, and I was working at the grocery store, and they were shooting About Schmidt at the same grocery store that I had worked at. I was excited that Jack Nicholson was shooting a movie there, and they essentially knew that I was like wanted to be an actor or was at least interested in that world. And they were like, you can be an extra, because they weren't real life extras. And I'm like, this is my time to shine. And so they put me in the background. Jack Nicholson's gonna come up, he's gonna buy a gallon of milk or just take the gallon of milk and walk away. It's like a very easy scene. But I'm like stocking yogurt in the back, and I keep like inching out to like find the camera, you know? I always knew how to find the camera. And they're like, cut, hey, so if for any extra, just know that this isn't Jack Nicholson, there's no movie being shot here, so don't try to be on camera more. And he's like being very nice and talking to all the extras. Meanwhile, I'm like the only guy in the background. And so they call action again, and I do the same thing, but I cheat out, and I just am stacking yogurts like this. And then they're like, hey, you're doing great. We're gonna have you work over here. And I'm like, I've been spotted. They know my talent, they've seen it. And now basically I'm gonna get Jack Nicholson's role in the movie probably. But they were like, you're gonna stack shelves over here. And then I'm stacking shelves over there, and I'm like, where's the camera at? I know they're gonna spot me at some point. And meanwhile, they just shot the movie over here, and I'm just doing work.
Why did you once get fired as a camera salesman?
I don't know if I wanted to get fired. I did get fired because I drank too much water, they said. That was
You drank too much water?
Yeah, it was kind of a break.
Okay.
So there was like a water fountain on the other side of the building. So you could walk over there and drink water and then walk back. And I would do that like 35 times a day just to like take a break and not sell tripods. And then I did, and then it was Cal's camera in Newport Beach, and they were like, Cal called me and he's like, you're fired. And I'm like, totally understand. I respect your decision. And then his daughters who worked for him were like, he's a good kid, give him a shot. And so they call back and they're like, hey, we're gonna offer you your job back. And I go, you know what? I don't think so. I'm gonna pursue my comedy career, so I will not be taking my job back. And they laughed so hard.
Really?
Over the phone. He thought that was the funniest thing, and he's like, okay, good luck, kid. Like, I was giving you your job back, but good luck following your comedy dream. So where are you now, Cal? Where are you now? Look at me, baby, I made it. Although these are some nice tripods, I will say that. I noticed them when you guys were setting those up.
Why would you change accents when selling steak knives?
I did a lot of telemarketing as a kid. Sold vacation packages over the phone. I would sell Time Life books and other magazines that people don't want. I would sell...
What was the hardest?
Steaks were pretty hard. Like
they were?
Omaha steaks. Because everyone always has a full freezer, 100% of the time. They're like, my freezer's full. And you would go, oh, no, I completely understand that. And then my trick, what I would go, oh, yeah, I completely what's this? I'm sorry, hang on 1 second. No, we can't. Act like I'm talking to somebody off, and we can't, that's impossible. And then I'd take a paper like this, and I'd go like, into the microphone, and then I come back and I'm like, I'm sorry, they just came from upstairs. There's no upstairs. And they told me that we're doing half off fillets, and I cannot believe we're even offering this right now. There's a one-time deal, 50% off. You'd be a fool not to buy this. Now, does that Visa start with a 4 or 5? And then they're like, it's a 4, man. Give me them fillets.